there from our last videos. Basically, I have been playing some worlds that are doing Ultimate Hardcore. Haven't played any of the tournaments. Basically, by the time I see that they are listed, Reddit's not a site I go to a lot, but by the time I see them listed, they're filled up. But there's been a couple servers where you kind of play a continuing series where you have to kill 20 people in order to win the game or defeat the Ender Dragon. And so it's given me a list of some strategies that I've been thinking about and how it would just help you in normal situations. And with 1.3 coming out, where basically you'll be able to invite people onto your computer, I think there's going to be a lot more Ultimate Hardcore stuff out there to play. Basically anybody can set up, download that mod and set up their computer and invite people in to play. So just wanted to, today I'm not going to actually play through as if I'm doing Ultimate Hardcore. I'm just going to talk about Ultimate Hardcore strategies. May agree, may disagree. These are just some of the basic things. Obviously, tools, all that good stuff is a no-brainer. That's just part of the game. But some of the things you can ask yourself is, where do I want to set up my cave? Now, if you're doing a random spawn, you're going to be limited at first. But you have to ask yourself, now, when I'm down below the ground, where will people be able to see my name tag the easiest? The first place would be either in a snow, the tundra, where there's lack of trees, and also in the desert. Those would be the easiest ones where a person can just look down and go, hey, there he is, and dig down. So the bad part about being in a tree biome, whether or not it's regular or the pine, is that you have more creepers and skeletons and zombies that can hide out during the day when you're trying to pop your head out. But that may be worth the risk, because it's going to be harder for your ultimate bad guys to see you. Now, I chose this little island here just as a test, and wanted to, because you're not normally looking underwater for people. And when I dig down in here, and you'll see in a little bit, you know, my cave systems are all down under the water. And so it's much more difficult to see someone's name down there because of the changes in the watercolor kind of mess with most of the texture packs. The second thing is, from here, you know, you have a pretty good scoped out area. I think I should be, yeah, far rendering. I have my clouds off right now. I do have graphics fast. It seems to always help the... But you can see a long ways around. Now, the downside is, of course, there's a lot of area there that can also see you. So you still have to be very careful coming in and out. What I did was I've planted some trees here, but I've also put in some, kept some dirt so that you don't see the small trees very easily from over in the over on the shoreline. So if you're over on the shoreline looking, now of course I've put up some torches. I wouldn't have those torches up if I was playing Ultimate Hardcore. But if you look over here, you basically just see some trees, and you don't see any saplings out there planted, because saplings would be a giveaway that there's someone there. The other thing that I was working on, don't know if I've completely accepted it or not, is putting an edge around the water in order to keep zombies and skeletons that might spawn over here and swim towards you from being able to get up on your land. So it would limit the amount of, because if you're here, they won't spawn within 24 blocks of you. So basically, if you're in the middle of the island, no one's going to be spawning on this island. You'd have to be on one end for them to spawn on the other end, which did happen to me. Then, of course, you got your copyright hidey hole. I made a little water, came in here so I can do a small wheat farm. And I even found, down in the cave, I found some melon seeds, so I was able to start a melon farm. And, and I was able to kill some cows beforehand. I've collected enough gold. Like I said, I've been doing some scouting to get a golden apple. As you can see, I don't have very many arrows yet, but I found lava. I got full armor. Actually, I have a pretty good setup here. The other two things that I wanted to talk about is taking the time to make up some smooth stone and glass. Now, glass has been used in by several players that I watch. I believe Etho used it in their Ultimate Hardcore, and then Brian, Lorgon 111, has used glass quite a bit. And that's very helpful in caving, especially if you're dealing with any skeletons or anybody that can hit you from a distance. But one of the things that I thought would also be useful is having some smooth stone on you. Not necessarily 64, I just had a lot of coal available. And I'm also going to build here on this island. So I was just starting to make smooth stone for that process. However, what the smooth stone can do is help hide your tunneling areas. Like if I was wanting to make this area seem unoccupied, I would put maybe a couple of gravel or some dirt and then put in 1 or 2 layers of smooth stone behind it, so that if someone started to dig around and they hit the smooth stone, they won't automatically think that they have a player's cave. And so if you're in game, that may be very helpful. The other thing that it would help out with is if, let's say you do have a tunnel but that you want to come back to, you can always throw in a little box like that and cover it up, and then you can go on about your business, so that in case you're elsewhere and someone does come into your lair, they will not see your goodies because they're not going to be obvious where they're at. And that is some of the strategies. I've dug down here. I've tried to keep in the try and keep in the strategy of, let me turn my sound back up, of not strip mining, since I'm not actually playing the game. Behind here is a spider spawner, so I just completely sealed it off. But I got a little lucky here, and I did find a... There's the spawner there. And I did find a mine shaft where I found a lot of those goodies. So obviously that, and they're all over the place, so it is likely that you'll come across them. It's obviously not 100% that you will, but that's where I found my melon seeds and the gold and stuff like that, obviously. And I will cut back. Hello, sir. Up. He took off in the water. This is the action portion of the show. One of the other things that I did, and I'm not exploring too much of this, the spawn was over in that direction at the end of my last episode there. This is the same world, and so I'll do some exploring once 1.3 is fully implemented. But what I did is I did make this. I thought this might be an interesting thing to do when you're I think it's over here. I know. Yeah. I thought it'd be interesting to you would put down like a couple of those torches over there, and then you just come up here in a sniper's nest and wait for some, traps have not really been a part of the Minecraft Ultimate Hardcore series, but I thought if you put a couple lights, that might attract someone in there, and you're slouched down in here. You can jump down in here and wait, and you can basically cover that island with arrows if you had enough. And if they try to escape, they're going to be easy. In fact, probably the better spot would be is to start attacking them, when they're out here or over here, because they're not going to be able to easily swim away. The only way they'd be able to come in is if it came in from that direction. It'd be a little too far away. But I thought that was a nice strategy. Simple, doesn't involve any redstone or anything like that in order to set up a trap. I've been working on a few trap ideas. Of course, if they were easy, I think Etho would have already done them. And the whole thing about a trap is you're trying to get, a person who can go anywhere in the map to this spot. They have to have a really good reason to want to come to that spot. The only thing I can think of is that you're standing there and they need to come slay you. So I've got a few ideas that I will share, maybe in a future episode. And yeah, so this is just going to be a little in-between series since 1.3 hasn't come out, and there's lots of exciting stuff. Can't wait to try and find some villages, make one of those docks population management control system, and yeah, so it's I'm looking forward to doing that, and also I'm going to probably play the next Vex map, although after watching Etho's hyper spawner and how Vex already figured out a way to connect it to his proximity detector and make it even more supercharged. Yeah, it's not looking good for us players. And I'm also looking forward to being able to now invite people on to play more easily than you could before with the server. So, alright, I will see you next time. Thank you. Good night.
Never find that time